morning, everybody. It's Thursday, get it right, Thursday the 27th of March 2025. It's just about 20 past 6 and I'm starting my morning run. And obviously you can't see anything because it's pitch black. So I'm just recording this bit to give you a bit of context, and I'll come back with the rest of the run when there's a bit more light. The sun's not due to rise, I think, for about another half an hour or so. Well, good morning again, everyone. It's still Thursday, 27th of March. I've been running for 35 minutes, so it must be close to 7 o'clock, and you can just see perhaps the dawn breaking. I'm about 5 k's into my run, and I'm here in the Trevallyn State Recreation Area. What that means is it's kind of like a national park, but doesn't have those words national park in it. It's still run by the Parks and Wildlife people, and there's still activities you can't do here, and of course the wildlife and the fauna are all protected. And I'm running on the moment the gravel path that's called the electricity trail, and maybe you can see those huge steel electricity pylons in the distance, which will give you an explanation of why the trail's called this, got that name. I think it's actually a fire trail for the, if there's a bushfire in this area. There's loose gravel, and a couple of times while I'm here in Tasmania, I'd like to run it just to prove to myself that I can. I've been running a fairly slow pace this morning because it's still dark, and although I know where I'm going, and for the most part I was running on a road and there's no traffic, there's still potential for falling over and whatever. Anyway, so this year I've been kind of writing my memoirs, if you want. And that sounds a bit grandiose and a bit up yourself, I guess, but let me explain that better. My children gave me a gift of something I think is called Storyworth. There are a couple of things that are like this. One's called Life Story, the other one's called Storyworth, and what is involved is, I guess your children, or the people who give you the gift, pay a fee, and there's some sort of website, and they get to ask you questions about your life, things that they perhaps always wanted to know but never did, or afraid to ask you, or thought, I can't remember what he told me about that, and you get to write an answer. I've noticed lately there's an option for recording the answer, and I have been writing. When I say writing, I mean typing my answers using my computer. And the idea is, I think that you can get all these stories published into a book, and you can own the book, I think, and so it becomes a kind of memoir, if you like, of your life, and your children obviously can reread it, but more importantly, they can tell their children about you, because you don't always get to spend as much time with your grandchildren as you might want. They live in different states, they have school and work and so forth. In my case, one of my grandchildren lives in Germany, and so they get to know a bit about you as well. And I think in the case of at least one of my children, who's very concerned, those stories about my childhood, which is not spectacularly interesting or anything like that. It's just normal childhood of a bloke who was born in the 50s, get shared with his children. And so, you know, what was TV like and what did you do for entertainment? What sort of car did your dad have and stuff like that. So, to get to the point, this week, the question I've been writing about is what gives me peace of mind? Now, that's a pretty broad question because I guess all of us in one way or another are worried about world affairs, the state of the climate, war in Ukraine, what's happening in Gaza, all those kind of things that essentially are beyond our control. That doesn't mean we don't worry about them. We don't think about the impact they have on our lives, the lives of the people who are living through them, which is, of course, much more important than the impact they'll have on the world and implications of that for our children or grandchildren or whatever. So there's those kind of things that, if you like, I guess, play on your mind. Then there are the closer to home things like, are my children all okay? Are my grandchildren okay? One grandchildren's child's had his wisdom teeth out, so you think, that's pretty painful. I hope he's okay. He's in year 11, he's got all this school stuff coming up, so you think about that and you want peace of mind for him and for yourself, not be worrying about him. So, you know, what it is that you do to bring peace to your mind? And I mean, there are lots of things. You can go out and commune with nature, as people might call it. I like to go to places where there are water, not always beaches, but places where there are rivers, creeks and dams, ponds. You just stand there and enjoy the atmosphere. But this is where the next section, I'm going to talk about what this has got to do with running. This is where running comes into it, because one of the things that does give me peace of mind is running. I do it first thing in the morning. I haven't looked at my phone to see, well, what's going on in the world today, what terrible things are befalling other people. I haven't opened my computer and read the news headlines. I haven't turned the TV on. And as you saw at the very beginning of this run, I got out the door. It was black as night because the sunrise hadn't come yet, and I just started running. So I throw on a pair of shoes, shorts, singlet, and I'm out the door. And all I've got to think about is running. And I ran for the first half hour till I got to that electricity pylon. It was still dark. I didn't have a torch or a headlamp. Saw some people running towards me the other day doing that. I thought they were Daleks or something. It scared me for a moment. I figured out who they were and it was okay. But so I'm out here. It's dark. I haven't given a single thought to the rest of the world or even the rest of my day. I know there are things I'm going to do today, but I haven't given any thought to them. I just thought I'm going to run. And once I got about 750 metres up my road, and no cars coming because no one lives up there during this national park area kind of thing, so I don't have to worry about cars coming, and the road's in pretty good condition, not great but pretty good, so I'm not going to fall over anything. And there's nothing that me and the natural elements and just still see a few stars. It's slightly cool but not uncomfortable. I didn't see any wildlife because the sun hadn't come up sufficiently, so they don't need to get out and look for food just yet. Occasional birds squawking that are letting me know this is their territory. So I'm just, if you like, at one with nature while I concentrate on putting one foot in front of the other. I have a watch, but I don't look at that. I don't want to be distracted by what's my pace, what's my distance. It buzzes at me every kilometre, so I know when I've run 5Ks and that's a turnaround point. But I know that turnaround point anyway. I can just hear the cadence of my shoes as I'm running on the road, and the different cadence that you'll hear now as I'm running on dirt and gravel and crunching up bark and leaves and stuff. And so the only thing that's in my mind is to say, you set out on a course, you set out to run a certain distance of a course, and you know what the distance is going to be. So that's all you focus on. And this fight, I'd stumble with a rock like that. That's the only thing you need to think about, watching where you put your feet. And so that really does give me peace of mind. Apologies for huffing and puffing while I be careful about where I put my feet at the moment. Lots of rocks poking up through the track, because these are also mountain bike tracks that I'm running on. And of course you have to put up with me sniffing occasionally as well. So I guess today's tip about running isn't to do with hydration or form or pace and that stuff. It's just get out there, get running, clear your mind of everything else that you might be thinking about, and just focus on enjoying the run. Listen to your feet as they crunch the gravel. If you're lucky enough to get to a place like this where you're 1 kilometre from my house and I'm in the bush, and then enjoy the bush. Marvel if you see any native wildlife, and just enjoy your run. Now of course when you get back you're going to face the world, shower, get ready for work or whatever. So sorry to bring you back to the real world, but you'll have that memory of the run to draw on throughout the day if you've sort of really focused your mind on it. Have a good day, whatever you're doing, and thanks for watching. If you have a comment, you can leave it where an appropriate place. When I become aware of it, I'll respond. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you're welcome to. If you want to share the video with other people without subscribing to the channel, then you're welcome to do that as well. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. I hope you have enjoyed your run, and we'll get together again when I'm making the next running video.